who don't know me, my name is Cinestill, aka Fatherrdiff, and I want to talk to you guys about Cinestill 50D. Now, before I get into that, I want to talk to you guys about this introduction video that you just saw. I rocks with it, trying something new. I tried some CINE lenses, which I've been using before, but this is my first time using it on somebody else instead of me. So I wanted to get some shots off, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all like it, hit that like button. If y'all don't like it, still hit that like button. Nah, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys for watching. Today we're talking about the Cinestill 50D and whether or not it's a good film stock. What is it used for? What does it look like? And how I feel about it. You know, we're just gonna jump right into it. All right, so first things first, it's called 50D because it is a 50 ISO film stock, which means that the film stock is not that sensitive to light. The higher the number, the more sensitive to light that film stock is. If you ever heard of Kodak Portrait 800, that's a very sensitive film stock. This is Cinestill 50D, which means that it's very, very low, which means it's gonna take a lot of light for you to get that proper exposure, or you're gonna have to push the film stock a couple stops. I prefer not to do that, but to each his own. So with it being that low of a number, you gotta have a lot of light. And the D behind the 50 means that it's a daylight balanced film stock, which means that your colors are gonna be daylight balanced around 5500 Kelvin. So you get more of a warm temperature look and more natural looking colors. That's pretty much it as far as what the 50D means. So we're gonna jump right into the next part of why use it. This is a question that I honestly ask myself as to why people use a very low ISO film stock, other than it being very, very fine grain or having grain that's really, really unnoticeable. I don't see a purpose in shooting 50D or less than 100 ISO, but that's me. I don't know. But other than the grain, the very fine grain, I don't know. I'm not a fan of low ISO film stocks. That's just me. If I do shoot it, I would have to push it a couple stops up because there's a trade-off. The lower the ISO for the film stock, that means you're either gonna need a lot of light or you're gonna have to use a tripod to make up for light that's not there to get the proper exposure. So it's a lot of requirements for that, and I ain't really rocking with that unless you push the film, and I ain't trying to push the film. I'm just being honest. Okay, so how did I meter this film? I metered this film at a 40 ISO instead of a 50 ISO. I didn't want to meter it dead on because every time I meter a film stock dead on, it does not come out right. So now I just slightly overexpose it. And I don't know how big of a difference 40 makes over 50, but notice I said slightly overexposed. So just something to think about. Not sure how big of a difference that made, but it made me feel comfortable. It was also a very hot and bright day, and with it being very bright, you know, that's going to affect your look of your pictures as well. Versus, let's see, how can I make it an example? That's like having a light source without a diffuser on it. It's going to be very, very harsh versus putting a diffuser on it and it gets softer. So we had very bright sun and then we had clouds over some of it. So therefore, it's going to affect your pictures. You're going to get a different look. Just keep that in mind when shooting this in direct sunlight. You're going to get a different look versus the light being diffused behind a cloud. That's pretty much it for how I metered it. You know, there's just a couple things to take into consideration, because if you meter it while it's in bright sunlight and a cloud comes along, you got to meter it again. Not really any other techniques that I use to measure this. I mean, it is what it is. How does it look? So Cinestill has a thing about their brand, and that is a halation. So pretty much all of their film stocks are going to have a halation in the highlights. Now that could be neon lights, which is mainly what people try to get with the 800D. I shot the 400D the other week. It had a little bit of a halation, but it really wasn't that noticeable until I used this 50D, But I believe that's because, like I said, we were in very, very bright sunlight and he had on a white shirt. So those highlights are gonna be a little bit brighter, well, a lot brighter. So therefore you're gonna get that halation. Now that halation is normally like a little reddish, but I think it just depends on what you're shooting, because notice these are a little purplish. And I think that's because he kind of has like bluish purplish pinstripes on his shirt. So just something to think about. But that's Cinestill thing, the halation. So if you like halation, it's your Filmstock. I personally like the halation. I think it's cool. If I use the film again, I'll be sure to take advantage of the halation, because that's not something you can get with another Filmstock other than Cinestill, unless you put like a Pro Mist filter on it, which may or may not give you the same thing. But nah. Another thing that I did notice is the fadedness of the pictures, the colors, if that makes sense. Like they're not faded, but they faded. It's kind of really hard for me to explain. Like it gives a true vintage look to me, and I didn't expect that. Like the colors look great, do not get me wrong, and there is literally no grain in these pictures, which looks really, really good. But it has like those flowers were red, but they look more reddish orange, which looks great to me. And notice the halation on his shirt, you know, it looks really good. Like the colors, honestly, I hate to say it, and I don't know why I hate to say it, the colors look really, really good. Like I think this is the most nostalgic look for a film that I've ever taken. I don't understand what it is, but I actually like the pictures. I like it. I'm confused as to why, after I done made the complaint of shooting with 50 ISO film, but Cinestill did something with this. And I don't know if it's the colors in here or what, but I liked it. Specifically this picture right here with the tilt, I did not try to tilt that camera, but it just came out tilted. And once I saw it, I was like, man, that looks 90 as hell. That looks straight out the 90s. Like maybe something out of Bad Boys, I don't know, in my opinion. And I like it, so it worked. I mean, the Filmstock, I don't know, man. I can go on and on. But yeah, I like the colors with the flowers, and I really like the picture with the fountain. But notice that halation right there. That's that glow I was telling you about. Now, will I use this Filmstock again? It's possible. It really is possible. Simply because I like the way it looks very good in my opinion. I don't know why, and that may be a one-time thing that I like it, but this shoot I really liked it. I think the colors in there complement the Filmstock as well, and I think it looks good. Now the requirements for shooting this film are a tad bit too much because it's a very low ISO, and like I said, I'm gonna need either a lot of light or I'm gonna have to push the Filmstock. So that's gonna be something that I have a lot of time to shoot. This shoot took probably, I don't know, maybe 2 hours trying to get all the cinematic stuff as well, and having the meter and then set up and break down. So if I'm in a rush, I'll probably get a faster Filmstock or just push the film, which I really don't want to do. But that may be the next vlog, pushing Cinestill 50D. I don't know. But I like the pictures, really do. Came out great. Literally no freaking grain in these pictures, and I like them. So yeah, I hope this brings you guys to clarity as to how this Filmstock looks and what you guys can do with it. I enjoyed shooting it. And what do you guys think about it? Do y'all like it? Have y'all used it? Do you like the halation of Cinestill? I mean, talk to me, man. How are y'all metering this Filmstock? Like, do y'all overexpose, meter it right at it, or do y'all underexpose? I think that's wild for people to underexpose pictures. It's a very wild thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that intro, be sure to hit that like. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like. If you enjoy me as a human being, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell your friends. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. I am out.